Today, research shows that every bite of food you buy in a supermarket, even labeled organic, has glyphosate in it, contains glyphosate. So you're eating antibiotics for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
If we can start to talk about gaps and the concept, what it is for people who have heard about but do not know deeply, like me, or for people who haven't heard about gaps. Can you talk about that for us?
Absolutely. What we know today is that human body is a microbial community. There are more microbes in your body than there are human cells. And if you're healthy and well, and if your body is harmonious, then that microbial community is well balanced. You have every species of viruses, bacteria, protozoa, archaea, fungi, all sorts of creatures there. And they're all in balance with each other. They're all harmonious, and they maintain your good health and vitality. Problem is, in our modern world, we live in a society where lots of things are damaging that microbial balance. Lots and lots of things. First of all, agricultural chemicals. Most of them are antibiotics in their nature. And the most commonly spread one today is glyphosate, damaging everybody's health. And it is a broad spectrum antibiotic. Today, research shows that every bite of food you buy in a supermarket, even labeled organic, has glyphosate in it, contains glyphosate. So you're eating antibiotics for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, wow. That's already in itself a very shocking information. Yeah.
Absolutely. If you're buying your food from supermarkets, so we all have to abandon supermarkets and buy our food directly from organic, natural farmers, directly from the farms. That is the only way to maintain good health in your family nowadays. We can talk about it later. Mm-hmm. Or it's best to grow your own food as much as you can, or work with people who are growing their own food and have some surplus and can share it with you. So lots of other things in the environment which are damaging the microbial balance in your body. Lots and lots. Electromagnetic pollution, 5G that they've launched recently. Lots of chemicals in the household, at work, in shopping centers, in medical centers, everywhere. And other influences all over the world. All the agricultural chemicals, what the food industry does, all the processing that the food industry does with our food, adding all sorts of other chemicals in, all of it has an effect on the microbial community. So when your microbial community in the body is damaged, your health is damaged, the harmony is gone. Every time you take an antibiotic from the doctor or from a supermarket in food, this antibiotic destroys particular microbes, usually bacteria. These bacteria have been controlling fungi, protozoa, viruses, and lots of other creatures. So when these bacteria have been killed or damaged, all these other creatures suddenly get out of control and the balance is gone. And as a result, your health is gone. Your immune system, about 85% of it is located in the gut wall. And that's very important. So your digestive system is the biggest and the most important immune organ in your body. Why did Mother Nature organize our body in such a way that it put 85% of your immune system right there in your gut, in the wall there?
That's a wonderful question. I never thought about.
That's right. Why did Mother Nature do it that way? Because the majority of your microbial community in the body lives in your digestive system. It's called gut flora. Mm. Again, why did the majority of microbes was placed there in the gut? Because if you ask any microbiologist what is the most powerful influence on a microbial community, the answer will be immediately food. Food. You change food supply for a group of microbes, and that microbial community will change within an hour completely. Certain species will disappear, other species will proliferate, and the whole microbial community will alter and change.
Wow, in 1 hour.
Exactly. Where do we put food in our bodies? We put food into our digestive system, right?
Yes.
That is why the majority of those microbes in your body, 90% of all cells in your body live inside your gut, and these are microbes. That's what the research tells us. They've given us this figure. So an awful lot.
Yeah, and definitely, and even hearing that we have more microbes than cells is already, that you just said before. I'm like, wow, this
absolutely.
is amazing.
Your body is a microbial community. So if you're afraid of microbes, you're afraid of your own body.
There are many people who are really afraid of microbes.
Right, we should stop fearing microbes because we're made out of them.
Wow.
So the food that you put into your digestive system has an immediate effect on that balance of microbes inside your digestive system. And these microbes are connected to every other microbe in your body because you have microbial communities in your blood, in your heart, in your lungs, in your liver, in your abdominal cavity, in your muscles, in your joints, in your brain, in your eyes, everywhere there are microbes. And they're all connected to that majority, that ministry, that head ministry of the microbial community in your digestive system. So because your body is a microbial community, food is the most powerful influence on human health. Nothing can come even close to the effect of food on your health. So whenever you have any illness in your body, the first thing that must change is what you're eating, is your diet, whether you like that or not. So those 85% of immunity that are sitting in your gut wall, the reason why they're there, because the majority of your microbes in the body are inside the digestive system. They interact with each other, they work together. In fact, majority of immune cells in our bodies have evolved from microbes. And it's quite possible that they still are microbes because they look like microbes and behave like microbes in many ways. So there is no clear-cut boundary between your immune system and the microbial community in your gut.
Oh, wow.
So when we have damaged microbial community in the gut because you've been eating out of a supermarket, eating lots of glyphosate, lots of other agricultural chemicals, and maybe you've been taking some antibiotics from the doctors on top of that, and maybe you've been exposed to many other chemicals which antibiotics in their nature. So your microbial community in your body is damaged. And when it gets damaged, your immune system responds to that immediately. It gets out of balance. It starts launching inflammation. So you may have chronic inflammation in your body. It starts launching complement cascade, autoimmunity. Autoimmunity are specific antibodies in your body. And there are lots of other tools that your immune system has. Your immune system is never misguided. It's an amazing system. It is amazingly designed. It's perfect. It knows what tool to use for which job. And very often it would use several tools. So you may have a chronic background of inflammation going on in your body all the time. And on top of that, you may have autoimmunity going on because both are needed to deal with the situation that you have in your body. So what happens in people with autoimmune disease? They have abnormal microbial community in their gut, very damaged. So many microbes there turn pathogenic. They're causing you a lot of harm. They digest your food in their own way, converting it into millions of poisons, downright poisonous chemicals. They damage the integrity of your gut wall, making it porous and leaky. So your gut wall becomes like a sieve. Holes, literally big holes, develop in your gut wall. And as a result, the food that you eat doesn't digest very well and absorbs undigested through these big holes in your gut wall. Then the immune system has to deal with that undigested food in your blood, in your lymph, because this undigested food goes all over your body, everywhere. And the immune system then reacts to it. It uses inflammation, it uses autoimmunity, it uses other tools to deal with it. And where do pain come? Where do limitation of functions come and all the other symptoms in your body? From the activity of your immune system. If there was no immune system, there would be no pain, no inflammation, no limitation of function, none of the symptoms that you get when you have an autoimmune disease or any other disease in your body. It's your immune system that is trying to deal with the situation using its tools, that is giving you these symptoms. And these symptoms are important because how else is your body going to let you know that you're damaging it?
Yeah,
You're doing something wrong. Your body is giving you a message. It's telling you, you are damaging me. You're hurting me. You are destroying me. You must change something in your lifestyle. You must change your diet. You must stop using chemicals. You must sleep better. You must stop using processed foods. You need to change many, many things in your life. So that's how your body lets you know. But what happens when people get these symptoms? They run to the doctor. The doctor does a test, finds some antibodies in your blood, says, oh, you've got an autoimmune disease. And they put you on drugs which beat your immune system down. They make it disabled. They stop it from working. And as a result, your pain goes down and inflammation goes down and you feel kind of better for a period of time. But then that's not enough because the drug, what it's done, your immune system is the protector in your body, is the creature in your body that protects you from death, from destruction. It's cleaning you up. It's healing you. And that protector, that healer has been now killed. It's lying on the floor half dead.
I love your analogy. It brings really awareness of what is medicine suppressant are only doing that.
Exactly.
Not
so
going
so
to
the situation,
yeah.
the situation that caused the immune system to do all the cleaning and all the healing that it was doing, which gave you pain and gave you symptoms, that situation hasn't been even touched. It continues without being opposed by the immune system now, without anybody dealing with that situation, without anybody cleaning you, healing you, repairing your tissues. So eventually, that is why the mainstream medicine will give you these drugs, and then they will tell you, oh, this is incurable, autoimmune diseases are incurable, eventually this disease will kill you, so prepare yourself for that. So you will have to be on this drug now for the rest of your life. And the drug may make you feel a little better because it beats the immune system down and the symptoms disappear. But then that stops working. So they have to give you another drug, or maybe 2 drugs, or maybe more drugs. And every drug has side effects. It will create symptoms.
Some of them a very long list of side effects. Yeah.
Exactly. So
and sometimes the person developed more than one autoimmune because the cause has not been seen. So now sometimes it's not uncommon to have people who develop more than one autoimmune disease because the cause is not being even touched.
That's right. That's right. Well, the way why mainstream medicine does this to you is because they work from a theory that autoimmune diseases are caused by a misguided immune system. This theory tells them that your immune system is foolish. It doesn't know what it's doing. And for some reason, some very strange reason, your immune system started attacking your own tissues.
That's exactly what this story they tell us.
Exactly. Just, the immune system just has gone crazy and it decided to attack you. So we need to kill it. We need to bring it down. You see, any person who has any sense would think, this doesn't sound right. Why would my immune system suddenly go rogue like that and start attacking my body? The reality is that your immune system is never misguided. It is infinitely cleverer, infinitely wiser than any mainstream medicine, any science. Because Mother Nature took billions of years to create your body. Every little bit in your body has been worked out very thoroughly and carefully. Our science only existed for a few decades, tinkering in their laboratories. They know nothing compared to what Mother Nature knows.
I love that to just even compare this millions or at least thousands of years we know we are here, and then just few decades of science. I love it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So your immune system is infinitely clever. It is never misguided. Whatever it does in your body is correct, and it must not be suppressed. So what is in reality happening? What's happening? Your body is contaminated. Remember that abnormal microbial community sitting in your digestive system, digesting food in their own way and producing millions of poisonous chemicals. These poisonous chemicals absorb into your blood, into your lymph through the damaged gut wall, through those holes in the gut wall. On top of that, there's lots of undigested food that absorbs. And this undigested food doesn't feed you, it damages you because it has a chemical activity too. So the immune system, so these chemicals, these poisons coming from the gut and undigested foods, they go around your body. And what they do, they try to dock somewhere, like a boat coming into a harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Now, any boat can't be in the sea, in the ocean forever. Every boat eventually wants to come into some harbor and dock somewhere. So what they do, they find receptors and proteins. Receptors are all proteins in your body, which are a little bit compatible chemically with this particular bit of food or this particular poison. So chemically, they kind of fit with each other a little bit. So this poison then finds these proteins and attaches itself to those proteins. As a result, that protein now is dirty. It's contaminated. It's got a piece of dirt stuck to it. The immune system goes around your body constantly surveying and checking everything. It finds these dirty proteins, contaminated proteins, and tries to clean them up. The first thing that it would use will be inflammation, because inflammation is a wonderful, very effective cleaning tool, and it's ready to go. It's on the shelf, ready to go. The immune system can grab it and use it instantly, straight away. What is inflammation? Pain. The place is painful, it's swollen, it's red, it's hot, and the function is limited. That's what inflammation is. So if this contamination happened, let's say in your joint, in your knee, or your elbow, or your fingers, yes, so they will get swollen and red and hot, and you can't use them, and you can't bend them. It doesn't work because of inflammation, because your knee is contaminated. It's got millions of poisonous chemicals which lodge themselves in there. If it happens in your skin, then your skin is contaminated. Whatever organ is contaminated, that is where the inflammation will be launched. If this toxicity came in and then stopped coming because you've changed your diet, you took some steps to heal your digestive system, then the body will use inflammation, it'll clean that place up. And once it's clean, once your knee is clean or your fingers are clean, the inflammation will go away. So the pain will stop and swelling will stop and you go back to normal. But the problem is people don't stop. They don't change their lifestyle. They run to the doctors, they suppress their immune system, and they continue with their diet, they continue with their lifestyle that caused the disease in the first place. They don't make any changes. So when this goes on like that for a long enough period of time, then the immune system has time to study those contaminated proteins in your knee or your other joints or in your skin or somewhere else, study them thoroughly, and then it starts producing specific cells, specifically designed to kill that particular protein, to remove it, to dismantle it and remove it. And these are called antibodies. That is autoimmunity. So autoimmunity always takes some time, a few months to develop from the moment of the contamination starting. And it is also a very, very effective way of dealing with it. So every person with autoimmunity will have these antibodies dealing with the contaminated proteins, and plus background inflammation, which gives you all the symptoms, all the unpleasant symptoms. So instead of beating your immune system down, what you want to do, you want to clean your body up, decontaminate it, in order to deal with the autoimmunity once and for all, to get rid of the disease completely. And in order to decontaminate it, we have to come back to the gut, because where is it all coming from? From the gut, from the digestive system. What you want to do, you want to heal and seal your gut wall, close all those holes in the gut wall. So food starts digesting properly before it absorbs. It stops absorbing undigested. And so the poisons from the digestive tract stop absorbing into your bloodstream. And you want to change the microbial community in your body back to normal. You want to rebalance it back to normal. And this is what the GAPS nutritional protocol does for you. This is what gut and psychology syndrome, gut and physiology syndrome protocol does for you. For people with autoimmune disease, I recommend this book. It's called Gut and Physiology Syndrome. It's the blue book. Gut gaps is divided into two parts because you can't divide the human body. But the first gaps book I've written 20 years ago, almost. So it's called Gut and Psychology Syndrome, and it focuses on the brain, on learning disabilities in children, autism, ADHD, on mental illness, on the brain. But of course, these toxins from the gut don't just go to the brain, they go everywhere in your body.
And I love what you said, that we can divide the body. We can study separated, but we have to see that there is a connection and
absolutely. The body is one entity. It functions as a whole. So you can't divide it. So this second part focuses on the rest of the body. So this one focuses on allergies, on autoimmune illnesses, various forms of arthritis, various skin disorders, endocrine disorders, neurological disorders, so any other disease. So if you have an autoimmune condition, please read this book, Gut and Physiology Syndrome. If you have mental illness as well, please read both.
Yeah, I just want to mention to the audience that I have a link below for a presentation about the gaps, and also a link to get the book from also connecting with your homepage below, so they can click, but don't click yet because we are still here in the interview. But they can click. That's very good, because I think it's very important to know what to do now, knowing that and learning. And I think so important when you said people don't change their habits. We are, I think, how to say, animals that are very conditioned, human condition. We condition ourselves very easily. And I always remember a friend of mine who her husband had a heart attack, and he had a surgery. He was well, but the doctor gave a list of things he needed to change in terms of food and lifestyle. And even was this so close to a death moment, he was not changing anything. And the doctor was saying, I don't know, even you tell them, this is really, you gotta change your lifestyle and your food, and still people have a hard time to change.
Of course, every person makes a choice. Every moment in our lives, we have choices, and we make choices. So when people tell you, I had no choice, not true. You always have a choice. It's just that people often choose the easy path, and the easy path will only bring you suffering.
Yeah, and sometimes we can say the easy with quoting marks, because in a long term, maybe temporarily in that moment is easy, but in fact in a long term, I think it's a much more difficult path when they don't change. I don't know.
Of course, some people are perfectly happy with suppressing their symptoms, beating their immune system down, and just living their life that way.
Taking lots of medicine.
That's right. Where other people want to get to the root cause of their disorder and actually get rid of it. It's particularly relevant for young people. And we have a lot of people young people nowadays in the world with autoimmune disorders.
Yes.
They have their whole life ahead of them. People in their 20s, they have their whole life ahead of them. And a thought of living with this pain and taking these destructive medications for the rest of your life is unacceptable to many young people. So they're searching for the root cause of the problem and what you can do with it. Yeah. Of course, changing your diet, changing your lifestyle is not easy. Yeah. It takes a lot of work, and you have to change. Your lifestyle has to change, your worldview has to change, the way you view your whole life has to change. And that takes work, a lot of work. But the results are amazing. And these are the changes that perhaps are important for you to make.
Yeah, and I love your message. I was diagnosed with autoimmune disease when I was 27 years old, so I was quite young. Just had my daughter, my baby, and for me, she was a few months old, and I said, no, I'm not going to leave her without a mother. There was a very strong decision of looking for something to help me, and I have to say, I think now 20, I don't know, I think it's 23, I have to make the calculation, but it's, I think 23 or 24 years without any medicine, and I'm doing very well.
Wonderful, well done, well done. Because all autoimmune diseases are born in the gut. Whether you have digestive symptoms or not, you know, your multiple sclerosis, your rheumatoid arthritis, your Hashimoto, your lupus, your, you know, psoriasis or eczema or anything else in your body is born in the gut. Every chronic disease is born in the gut. There is no doubt about it, because your body is a microbial community and majority of those microbes are sitting in your gut. Once you correct that microbial community, your whole body corrects itself.
Isn't it great?
It's absolutely wonderful.
It's difficult. No, it's not so difficult. It's in fact great.
Absolutely, absolutely. So every human being has to take the power back into their hands. Not run to the doctors and give them all your power. Say, oh, do with me whatever you want, whatever you do. If that's what you want, that's your choice. But if you want the power to yourself, if you want to keep your God-given power, to choose for yourself and to look after yourself, then you will grow as a spirit. You will grow as a soul, as a divine being, because human beings are divine. The body is only a jacket you wear for a period of time. But it's a good idea to look after that jacket, because if it doesn't work very well, your life is not very comfortable.
I completely agree. This is great, and I think it's very good. I really appreciate you talking and calling for, you know, to be more aware, to be more conscious about your own power as a person, also to participate in your own healing. And I think that's very important, very important. So we're coming to an end of our presentation. I really appreciate your expertise, your time, and I will put the links here for people to get in touch and to know more about GAPS and your site and presentation, video presentation also, which is really good. And I would like, even you already gave a lot of advice here, which I think is so important. If you could have a last word of for people who are suffering with autoimmune disease, what would you tell them? Although you already told many things, but
human body is a miraculous creation. It has every mechanism of healing itself, looking after itself, programmed into it. Your own body heals itself. Not the doctor, not the pill, not the diet, not anything else. It's your own body that is doing the work. And if you give that body all the tools and you stop damaging it, if you remove things that are damaging it and give it good nutrition, good rest, good water, good air, stress-free environment, no electromagnetic pollution, because your body is part of nature, so it has to be in contact with nature and in clean, pristine, good nature. If you do all of that, the body will heal itself. There are no incurable diseases. I'm telling you this as a medical doctor from my clinical experience.
And in a deep experience of many years. So I love that. There is no incurable disease.
Even diseases which are diagnosed as genetic nowadays. I had many children who brought to me by their parents, say, we've got a genetic diagnosis and doctor says there's nothing we can do, you know. But our genes are not our destiny. It's the environment that chooses which genes in your body are going to be active and which genes are going to go to sleep forever. By changing your diet, by changing your lifestyle, you're choosing your genetics. You're changing your genetic expression. You're putting certain genes on a shelf to sleep forever, and you're activating genes of good health. So even these children recover.
Wow,
and as long as they stick to their protocol, and as long as they stick to their diet, they stay healthy and well, and they develop, and they're beautiful, these children. So there are no incurable diseases, including multiple sclerosis, including cancer, including every autoimmune disease. You can cure yourself as long as you work with your body, you respect it, you love it, and you give it the right food and the right attitude.